Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, this is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network. And our guest for today is a social, political, and public affairs analyst, Chidi Okoro Esquire. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, sir. All right, let's look at our first issue and the subsidy removal. In a bid to cushion the effects of the failed subsidy removal, the Lagos state government has slashed the cost of transportation of all state-owned transport systems by 50%. The government also pledged to distribute foodstuffs to the vulnerable in the state. Speaking at the press briefing on Monday at the Lagos House, Ikeja, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu stressed that the state government is working towards rolling out these palliatives to lessen the pain that the removal of subsidy has brought on the citizens. According to the governor, the 50% slash in transportation costs by the government will take effect from Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023. He added that modalities have also been put in place by the informal transportation sector, especially the yellow buses, to slash the charges by 25%. We've had extensive conversations with all of the stakeholders in our transport system, both formal and informal modes of transportation, and we have come to a conclusion which the state government will be supporting. Immediately from
the taste of the pudding is in the eating. We are not expecting otherwise from him. But how is this thing going to be implemented? That is the issue. We are not bereft of ideas in Nigeria, but execution and the implementation, the government rolls out, we find it difficult to execute. There is something missing. It is easier said than done. 50% by the Lamata controlled buses, then 25% cut from the yellow buses. I doubt, or increase the number of passengers. People have diverted to other places. This is your business. You want to make profit because there are other places you are also spending your money. You spend it on feeding, on school fees, on house rent, repairs of the vehicle. You and I know how the plight of Nigerian roads. You can't boast of any good road of 20 kilometers in this country. So how do you do about these things? I'm waiting.
You know, Mr. Governor did say that the government is going to support them. So it's more like I am thinking that there's a possibility he's probably going to subsidize the cost of getting petrol for them, and that is going to help them be able to meet up. Don't you think if the government does that, supports these private owners, they are going to meet up the 25%?
I've said it. You remove subsidy. You want to now do another internal subsidy. It's not possible. I am not seeing them achieving that. I'm not preempting them, but I am saying it based on what I have known in this country, that it is not possible to achieve that. They cannot achieve it.
Now, if we say that for the yellow buses of 25% slash, it might not be possible to achieve. What about the Lamata controlled buses?
How many are the Lamata buses?
Okay.
How many are there? How many are there on the roads of Lagos State? What is this transportation is the yellow buses. It's not that one. That one is for those that have time to wait. I've been to Lagos several times that I want to use it. You have to exercise a lot of patience. That is the major transport means for the majority of Lagosians.
So invariably, you're saying what Mr. Governor has done might not really cushion any pain on the people.
People will not feel it. They will not even know that there is something he has done. Because a civil servant may be fortunate to enter it Why going?
Governor also said that they are making plans to ensure that some foodstuffs are sent to residents in the state. What's your take on that? In fact, I don't know if you are aware of the looting of a warehouse that happened in Adamawa State. So if we have Governor Sanwo-Olu saying, I am going to make provisions for foodstuffs for the people at such a time, what's your take on that?
This is, you see, that's what I'm saying. These are politicians. They know how to make promises, but do they know how to keep it? They don't. That is the issue. Politicians will give you hope on hope, and you keep hoping on hope. He has not told us the possibility how he's going to do this. Lagos State is nothing less than 21 million people, and 70% of Lagosians are on the lower ladder of the economy. So I don't know.
Slash on the Lamata buses will begin. So we'll keep our eyes on that and see how effective it's going to be. As for the foodstuffs, he promised, he hasn't given any assurance as to when that will begin, but we'll still look up to Mr. Governor to keep to his promises. All right, let's look at our next issue on the proposed protest. The Conference of Nigerian Political Parties are urged to take their destinies into their hands rather than trust Nigerian labor unions to lead them against the continuous increments in the pump price of premium motor spirit, otherwise known as petrol, since 2015. CNPP, in a statement on Monday by its Deputy National Publicity Secretary James Esema, said it is unfortunate but true that the labor movement in Nigeria has consistently failed to defend the masses yesterday. Now, first of all, I think this political group is not standing alone, because I've engaged with some Nigerians, even on social media. You know, people seem to lose this confidence in the NLC. What's your take?
This is what every Nigerian knows. I think this morning before I left, I watched Ajero. His mouth was shaking. I watched him. If he's here, if he can hear me, let him hear me. I say I saw his mouth. His mouth was shaking.
Maybe he was cold or something.
It was not cold. It was no longer as strong
as he used to be.
As he made us to. I mean, they have consistently Nigerian Labour Congress, by whatever name they are known, DUC and whatever, they combine all of them, they have failed the Nigerian masses. And that's why I cannot trust them any longer.
Labour Union, don't you think they are being constrained by so much? Say, for instance, we have the directed by the injunction rather by the National Industrial Court, limiting them, restricting them from any industrial action. Don't you think all of these are limitations holding them back from actually pushing like they should?
Well, I don't want to say certain things that may look. How many the government themselves, do they obey court orders? So you are a lawbreaker. How do you expect others to obey the law? You make law saying these people are not even active. Of course, there is no. Why would they stop people from protesting? What kind of law is that? We have the right to protest. Themselves that are trying to inhibit all these things, do they obey the law? Do they obey the court orders? You know, someone said that it is abnormal to behave normal in abnormal situation. We have reached that abnormal situation in this country. Therefore, behaving normal is abnormal. So, until I wanted CNPP to define that, that's taking the destiny to. That is what they would have.
His proposal to go on that nationwide protest. We'll just go on a very short break and we will be right back. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, this is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network, and the next issue we'll be talking about is from the presidential broadcast. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has assured Nigerians that the federal government is working with states and local government areas to come up with modalities that will cushion the pains and sufferings of the masses across socio-economic brackets. The president gave the assurance in a nationwide broadcast yesterday. The statement partly reads, "My fellow citizens, I want to talk to you about our economy. It is important that you understand the reasons for the policy measures I have taken to combat the serious economic changes